Babylon's unique ability is called Enuma, Anu, Enlil. With this ability, Eurekas provide all of the science needed for technologies, although it also decreases the science generated each turn.
Hold on. What? That's it. Stop it. That can't be real. Where's the real? This isn't the real. There's no way they do that. I refuse to believe that is going to go through. That's not going through. There is no possible way that... Do you realize what this means? Babylon is literally the best civ in the... This is ridiculous. There's no way this... I'm done. I can't do this anymore. What is up, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, as you all may know, the new civ just got announced today. That is Babylon, with Hammurabi leading the civ. Now, a few weeks ago, somebody came out with, or it was a Nintendo Switch or something. We knew it was going to be Babylon. We knew Hammurabi was going to lead the civ, and we knew it was going to be a lot about science. However, what we didn't know is that Eurekas provide all the science for technologies. Not like 30%. If you get a Eureka, you get the tech. And they add in the negative 50% science per turn, as if that's going to matter. But anyway, we're going to go down every single ability, and at the end, I am going to give a sort of rating for the civ and how I feel like he will do when he comes out, essentially. It's kind of like a tier list ranking. You'll see. So first up, we have the Ninu Ilu Sur... we have the leader ability. When each specialty district type, except the government plazas constructed for the first time, receive the lowest production cost building that can currently be constructed in that district. Receive an envoy when any other district is constructed for the first time. So, what that means is, if you construct a campus for the first time, you are going to get a free library. Now, it says when each specialty district is constructed for the first time. So I'm assuming that means the first type of district you construct of that specific district. So if I build 2 campuses, only the first campus is going to have the free library, essentially. I'm not too sure, but I think that's what that means. It's decent. It's a free library, essentially. And you receive an envoy when any other district is constructed for the first time. I don't really understand this ability too much. With each specialty district type... What does that even mean? Receive an envoy when any other district is constructed for the first time? Does it mean like any other campus I construct, for example, is going to get an envoy instead of the free production building? I don't know how good this ability is, because either I'm retarded, which is definitely a possibility, or they did a bad job explaining this to us. Whatever, when you get a free library or a shrine or a workshop or what, it's a decent ability. I'll take that, especially considering the next ability, Unuma and Enlil. Eurekas provide all the science for technologies, minus 50% science per turn. Okay, I don't believe this is going to go through. They're acting like the negative 50% science per turn is... Do you know how easy it is to get Eurekas if you truly focus on it? Like, there might be 2 to 3 technologies that you're going to have to hard build, depending, for example, if you don't have any mineable resources nearby or anything like that. This is... You know, one of the things I want to know is, what if you haven't researched the previous technology, but you have the Eureka for the technology after that? You know what I mean? Like, what if I have the Eureka for masonry, but I still haven't researched mining yet? Do I still get masonry? Is it sort of like Gaul's ability, where you automatically get, like, the workshop technology when you construct an industrial zone? I don't know. But either way, Eureka's providing all the science for it. It's insane. Like, you do realize that if you get, like, 5-6 spies late game, you could be stealing a Eureka every 10 turns. You could be stealing 6 Eurekas every 10 turns. You do realize great scientists provide 2 to 3 technologies as Eurekas in the mid-game, I think it is. So this ability alone makes Babylon one of the strongest civs in the entire game, possibly the strongest. The unique unit, the Sabum Kibitum, it's a unique ancient era melee unit, so I think it replaces the warrior, because I know the swordsman's a classical era unit. Plus 17 combat strength against heavy and light cavalry promotion class units, and it has 3 movement and sight. Now, this is extremely strong for multiple reasons. Number 1, 17 combat strength against heavy and light cavalry. Not to mention, they already get 10 combat bonus against spearmen. So if you want to stop this guy, you are going to have to build swordsmen. And it has 3 movement and sight, which doesn't get talked about enough because 3 movement speed essentially makes it sort of like a war cart, kind of, sort of. Except war carts have to start an open turn. It's a really good unit. It's not going to break anything because Babylon isn't sort of like, it's a defensive unit, essentially. When the enemy rushes you with like chariots and horsemen and stuff like that, you're going to be stronger than them, especially if you're like fortified on a hill or something. It's like spearmen, sort of. Spearmen have higher combat strength than warriors, but warriors get the bonus, so they usually beat spearmen. It's sort of like that. Finally, we have the Palgum unique building. It is a building unique to Babylon, 1 housing and 2 production. Freshwater tiles receive +1 food. Must be adjacent to a river. Okay, I think it replaces the watermill, making a decent building that isn't really needed into a spectacular building. Why? Because number 1, 90% of all your cities are going to be near a river, like right beside a river. You're usually building cities on lakes, rivers, or sometimes ocean tiles if it is that good of a city. So you're almost always going to build these things. Housing and 2 production, it's alright, especially early on when you struggle to come by production. You got a lot of things to produce. Helps you get things out a little faster. And the housing, I think watermills provide housing. It could be granaries, but either way, +1 housing, a decent bonus. +1 food to freshwater tiles. Beside a river, beside a lake, beside a natural wonder providing fresh water, you are going to be able to grow your cities tall. Really tall. The one problem you might have is housing, but housing isn't exactly the hardest thing to come by. I'd be more worried about amenities, to be honest. So all in all, Babylon's looking like a civ that you can play either tall or wide. It's more of a tall civ for sure, because the -50% science per turn means you don't need a lot of cities to win a science game. Not to mention the Palgum unique thing. It gives you a lot of food, it gives you a little bit of housing, some production. Not to mention that the specialty district thing is going to give you a head start on stuff like workshops and libraries, and you're going to get a lot of envoys that way as well. Although I'm still not too sure what that first ability, Ninu Illusirum, does. I think I have a decent idea or understanding of it right now. So, how good is Babylon? In all honesty, if you know how to play this game, you can beat Deity with this civ. It's just that simple. Eurekas provide all the science for technologies. -50% science per turn, that is not a big deal, even on Deity. Why? Because most of the time you're already going to be like twice as much or 3 times as much science as the second leading dude anyway. So with this with this -50 science per turn, you're going to be making about the same science as everybody else. Except for the fact that Eureka's providing all the science for Think about all the abilities that give you Eurekas. Great scientists. I'm sure one of the heroes that are going to come out is going to give you Eurekas. You have a lot of wonders and spies. Spies with the Civ is going to be insane. You might be thinking later on, all those technologies that require you to either boost them by spying or hard build are going to be hard to get Eureka. No, they're not. If you get 4 to 5 spies, that is 5 technologies every 10 turns theoretically. That is insane. Not to mention all the early Eurekas and all the early Eurekas, they are not hard to get at all. Build a mine. Build a pasture. Kill a unit with a slinger. It is not going to be hard to get Eurekas. This is definitely, I don't want to say it's the best civ in the game, because Gran Colombia, I think, still takes that top spot solely because a domination victory is more flexible than a science victory. A science victory, you could spawn beside the Aztecs, Alexander, and Spain at the same time and get absolutely gangbanged. But if you're surrounded by those civs as Gran Colombia, you could put a 3-year-old on the computer and they'd still be able to win. You know what I mean? So Babylon is definitely S tier. There is no doubt in my mind about it. I will fight anybody who thinks differently. But in all honesty, though, they are going to be an incredible civ, and I am definitely going to be playing them the day they come out. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed and would like future content, and I will see you all in the next video.